Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really to throw you up.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
We are good. We are good. How are you
I'm so
today?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy that you're here with me.
Of course. Actually, let me introduce myself. Hey, everyone. My name is Mariama. I also go by Yama. I am the host of Room 109, where they call me Miss Yama, but whatever you call it, Yama, Miss Yama, Mariama, I'm going to answer to it. I'm a Boston native. But yeah, thank you for having me on your platform. I'm excited for us to talk.
Thanks for being
It, feel,
here.
it
Yeah,
feels
we're
good
gonna
that
we're
I'm
gonna
not.
get to some
Yeah, we're gonna get
we're gonna
into
get
it.
to
It
some good
feels
stuff.
good to be a yapper on somebody else's platform. So
Please talk as much as you need to because all right, so today we're gonna be touching on a topic, just about the burden of being the strong friend and the struggles that it comes with. And, I feel like a lot of people could relate to this. Like, how many of us are like the strong friends for our friend groups? Like,
yeah,
when was the last time somebody checked on you? How are
yeah.
you doing?
Where's the $20 at? Sometimes. Yeah, no, being a strong friend, I feel like it comes from the characteristics. Well, for me, speaking for me, um, I think I am the mother figure, and I have a very nurturing spirit. Where I end up, I care for everyone, but then people often forget to care for me. So that's where it comes from. I think when we define strong friend, I think we defined on the one that we can lean on, the one that can intercede on our behalf, the one that can cook, the one that can clean, the one that has the wisdom. But, like a therapist needs a therapist, a doctor needs a doctor, a strong friend needs another strong friend. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Do you like, so how would you define being the strong friend?
For me, the way I would describe being a strong friend is like constantly, like always having to physically show up. I think mentally showing up, listening to conversations, um, helping out what needs to be helped out. I would say also like I love to cook, so I also feel like that's also
They
like
just be coming to eat, coming
yeah,
hungry belly. Feed me,
feed
please.
me. I think I'm the one that does hair, like you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I don't know,
Sis,
like
can you hook me up with a free hairdo?
yeah, like I don't know, like I think also just like someone who is dependable, someone who is supportive, thick and thin. They encourage you, they challenge you, they push you. Um, all of those things is what I think of a strong friend, a good friend. Like I feel like being a strong friend doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it becomes bad when the strong friend is in a season of their cup is empty and
Mhm.
they need people to intercede on their behalf and they can no longer do it. And I think that's when being a strong friend takes a toll.
Like, my cup's empty. I want to feel vulnerable, and
Yeah,
I
I
feel like
mean,
I can't do that.
I learned something off of TikTok. Someone said that, at the end of the day, when your cup being empty doesn't mean that people are supposed to pour in your cup. People only supposed to get the overflow of your cup.
Mm.
And I always say like especially like prior to our like us recording, I was telling you about like I went through a lot in 2024. Like a lot has changed from moving. I moved what 2022. Like I moved as soon as I finished undergrad and I came out here to the DMV. But other than that, like it's just like one of those things where it's like when you're changing and evolving, like you're starting to just see things differently and there's a different access point to you.
Mm-hmm.
And like I started to realize too that I'm an asset. I started to become
Yes.
an asset and not a vulnerable piece. Like it wasn't 50-50. So it takes time to realize that because some people are only around to leech off of you energy, money, what you have to give and take. So there's a pros and there's cons of being a strong friend.
I can agree with that 100%. I actually stop. You don't think it's really the pettiest thing ever? I stopped talking to a girl over a flea collar.
What's that?
A flea collar? Like
Oh, a flea collar for the
a
dog.
flea collar, girl.
It's the principle.
First of all, so again, I'm in this journey of like walking by faith, like kind of eliminate, it's just coming with eliminating people. Like I'm outgrowing friends. It is what it is. Doesn't feel the best, but I'm understanding why now because God wants me to himself in the season. He don't want me to be giving my energy where it's not really
Mm-hmm.
appreciated. I feel like he wants me to take it in, soak it in just for him, you
Yeah.
know? And so just a brief on what happened. I stopped like I didn't like the company that my friend was hanging out with. And so like there's no love lost or anything, but I just didn't like the company. And so I'm the kind of person where like if I'm not really rocking with who you're rocking with, I'm just gonna fall back. Like it's all
Oh, okay.
love.
Oh, okay. What do the
You know
girls
what I
do?
mean?
What do the girls do?
You know,
Oh,
talk,
okay.
talk, talk, talk.
Okay.
So
Cause I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm sorry. Call me crazy. If you hang with the ops, you not finna be near me.
so I'm gonna
It is
just
what
keep you
it
over
is.
there.
And I'm gonna keep saying this all the time. I'm really militant about my peace. God gave me peace and joy. Joy comes in the morning. Joy is free. It's one of my
I know that's what.
spirits.
No,
You're not fun to take my joy, and you're not fun to take my peace.
let 'em know.
Anybody that can sit and hang with people that don't like me ain't a friend of me.
And
Call me whatever you want to call me. I don't really care for real. But you're not my cup of tea.
or it's like, oh, you didn't like that you didn't like that girl. Now you friends with her, and it's like when someone shows you who they are, believe them,
Yeah,
believe
sure.
them.
Yeah, believe him. No, for real. And I feel like to your point with your walk with God, I always like to bring back is I took my walk with God seriously, literally August of 2023. That's when like I had me and my best friend over like a couple years. I can't believe like I'm saying it out loud now, but like we broke up. Like
No way.
we cut quits and we've been besties since, bro, like I knew her since I was like middle school and best friends since
Yeah,
college.
those
You
are the
know what I mean?
worst.
But
All that
I can't get
time.
upset. I can't get upset because I think one, I always appreciated the relationship. I also appreciate the lessons that I've learned. But I
Mm-hmm.
also sit here and tell you, like, I have my faults to the relationship as well. I'm never gonna sit here and make anyone think like, oh, da da da. Like, no, I sit here cold heartedly, and I did things that unwarily I did not know I was doing. But I do think at the end of the day, I asked God to make me over again, make me brand new, show me what I'm supposed to do in life. I don't like the path that I'm on. And
Mm-hmm.
he started cutting the closest people to me. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And from 2023 up until even from 2024, I gave my birthday up to Christ. I do a birthday fast. And in that fast, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I find out
Wow.
scriptures from like the beginning, because my birthday is the beginning of the year, so we love it, New Year. But I give myself like a week to simmer in, and then the next full following week, that's the start of my new year. My new year starts on Sunday the 5th. Starting Sunday the 5th from church throughout, my new year starts, my birthday fast starts. And that's when I realized like what I was asking for, God prepared me for 2024. And I went through trials and tribulations. I got solid in my faith in him. Like, when we were just talking about firm foundation, like I put my trust in Jesus. Like, he'll never fail me now. Like, he won't. Like, Christ is my firm foundation. Like, I still got joy in chaos. And
Even even in the midst of the storm, it's
even in
like
the
you're
midst
still
of the
at
storm, I
peace.
still got peace. And that's the beauty. And that's how
Yes.
God is God. Like, be still and know that I am God. You know what I mean? And it took a while for me to realize that. But me losing these people, like I lost 7 people. I lost a group of people, but God replaced me with different people that have uplifted my spirits to take my content seriously, telling me that I can do it. People pouring into my cup. Like I keep saying, I meet people where you at. If you give me 50, you gonna get 50. If you give me 40, I'm gonna take 40. But silence also been my weapon. I've been praying on discernment. When I tell you my discernment has been on key, and I was just talking to my sister and I was just telling her, like, yo, I think God has given me a spiritual eye, and I don't know if I like it for real because I'm really not trying to see these things, but I'm
I,
seeing things.
here we are, seeing them. Oh, clear as day. I
Yeah,
didn't know
and
I
it's
was wearing
like,
glasses my whole life.
yeah, I'm over here like, yo, I'm really not trying to see this, but to sit here and tell you that I'm not grateful for what he has done and what he has taken out. You know, that friendship breakup really hurt me because this is someone that I've considered my sister, the godmother to my child, my maid of honor. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you know, I didn't want to have a conversation. I don't have conversations with nobody until I'm able to logically think about the emotion that I'm feeling and really process what I'm feeling. And I kept praying over it. And I did my 40 days of prayer challenge. And I said, God, mend the relationship between us. And God mended it. But I got to keep in mind, I said, mend the relationship. So I was able to speak my piece. I was able to keep it. But I just feel like when God removes, and someone's meant to stay in your life, they're meant to stay. But if they're not meant to stay, then by all means, we got to be obedient and listen to him. So I would never sit down and bash any of the friends that I've lost. Like, there's certain friends that they don't even get a goodbye, they don't even get an explanation. I'm gone. I'm leaving you where you're at because
Because I keep.
you know what you're doing, or maybe you don't, but I don't have the strength and I don't feel called to tell you. And it is what it is. If we come around it, we'll come around it. If we're meant to be, we're meant to be. But I just feel like you have to be militant about your peace. You have to be very, this is it. My peace is my happiness. And you got to remember the fruit of the spirit that God gave you. And peace is one of my biggest things. So yeah,
So big. So big.
it's huge. Peace is huge. Peace is, hey,
When I tell you I don't argue at all, like I literally just shut
there's
down.
no point of
Because
arguing.
for what?
Mm-mm.
For what? I'm gonna let you keep that, right? But and I'm at a point where too, like I'm not even gonna stoop down to your level and get out of character.
You should never get
You know
out
what
of
I
character.
mean?
I
Just
believe I believe anyone that wants me to get out of character isn't for me. I
at
also
all.
believe that my friends should also understand the walk that I'm on. I'm being selfish. When you're in, and I feel like you gotta go through things to see things, you know?
Yeah.
And I think as being the strong friend and as being someone that's there for everybody, I've been going through some hard seasons. Financially, mentally, you know, being
Emotionally.
diagnosed with depression, you know what I mean? Like the outside look good, but like in the back, I'm going through it. But I
Yeah.
always tell people like you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know what they're really facing, and the little things count. And I feel like for the past like year or two, I've been going through some really tough seasons, and I've been really telling myself, and I've been paying attention to those who are around me, those who are interceding on my behalf. And some people say they demote friendships. For me, you go. I'm just not gonna deal with you. And I feel like at the end of the day, there's a season for everything. And I always tell people there's no reason to beef with anybody or
At
have
all.
problems with anyone. I think the
It
goal is to
takes more
ask
energy to
yourself.
hate somebody
It
actually.
sure do, but also
It takes way more.
it takes a lot, but it also asks yourself to take accountability and think about the lessons to be better. Because I feel like when we talk about, okay, we're following God, we love God, we want to be like Christ and all those other things, we got to think about the same, you know, God sent Jesus Christ, his son, to be on earth for us. Jesus had disciples that betrayed him. He's
And
the
he
same
did.
one that had people hating him, but he
He
still
did.
finds love in his heart. Love is rooted in
Had it.
everything I do, and I'm gonna stand by this. I believe if we're saying that Christ is making us brand new again, I question and I ask and I challenge you: can you be in a room with someone that you don't like and go up to them and be like, "Yo, I know the past, this happened, but
I
I
love
did what
you.
I did, but I appreciate you. I love you. I don't want no problems. I'm trying to move forward. Please forgive me for anything that I've caused and harming your way." Can you do that? Once you can
Yes.
tell me you can do that and you can really
Hmm.
move forward, I really feel like, you know, now we're talking. You know what I mean? Now I'm seeing a difference in who you are and what you're trying to be. The biggest thing for me, and I'm always gonna say, is accountability. Like
Yes.
accountability comes down to it, and if you can't be accountable for your actions, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they always say, God is kind, but He's not nice. He's kind,
Yes.
but He's not
But it's not.
nice. Let's
Oh
not
my goodness.
let's not
Yes, I'm
switch it up.
learning. Learning that
You know,
bad
being a
right
people
now.
pleaser is not cool at the end of the day
Ah!
because you're not trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out myself. I'm sorry I can't show up. And I think, we have to give people grace. Grace is often said, but often not done. And I feel like, when it comes down to being a friend, there's different layers of friendships and there's different layers of being a strong friend. But one of my new requirements, if you can't intercede on my behalf, I just don't know where this friendship's going to go.
Yeah. And we should be pouring into each other. It's not just a one-way stream either. Like
Yeah, no.
I've had so many relationships that I realized like, well, now that I'm really thinking about it, this relationship benefited you way more than it ever benefited
That's what the
me.
season of isolation does.
So why
Girl,
so I at this point go ahead, walk. Because
go.
I go.
I
I
sit down
can't.
and think about it all the time. I even think about telling certain people certain information about my life. Well, every time I tell you certain things, my life is just pouring and it's not happening. Some things are just meant to be in your sacred place.
Yes.
Some things is just meant for you to, between you and God. The biggest thing I learned is to be quiet. Shut your mouth.
Oh,
If you
I'm
want to learn
learning.
about shutting your mouth, yeah, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut
Just
up.
stop talking. Just
Yeah,
hush.
stop
Shut that.
talking and
Shut that
literally sit.
Trace of talking a lot.
Yeah, like stop talking and literally sit down and ask God and speak to God. But just sit down with yourself. Like, just shut up.
Yes.
Not everything you need to go say and do before it's done.
And
Get it
then
out there and
somebody,
talk about it.
somebody know.
Yeah, no, I've learned it's not easy. It's not. But the burden of being a strong friend, I think it varies. There's pros, there's cons. I love being that person that everyone can run to. I love being
I do. Yes.
that they
Hmm.
trust for wisdom. I love it. But I also just been learning that like in this season of life that I've been going through, I'm like, dang, like y'all don't want to show for me. But it's not about
Yo,
y'all.
I had this. It's so crazy that you even said that. I had this one night. I was reading my Bible, and there was a passage that I was reading. I really can't tell you what the passage was at this in particular moment, but I started calling people that that would just come to my mind, so that I could share with them the the good, the good story that I had read. Like, and again, like I'm just getting comfortable with being in my solitude. I called, I want to say a good 6 people back to back, no response. I said, okay, God, you just want me to yourself. You just want me to just soak all this in for me. You don't want me to share. You want me. And if that didn't open my eyes, because every person that I called, when they call me and they call me crying, they call me to vent, they call me, oh my goodness, guess what this nigga did? I'm there. I show up. Even like
Trying to
it's
please the people. It goes into today's verse of the day, not even to cut you off. Like today's verse of the day is a perfect description of friendships or being to the word
yes,
being a strong friend. It's in Galatians, and it is 1 verses 10, and it's obviously I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If people
yes.
pleasing were
I
my
read
goal,
that
I
today.
wouldn't be a servant of Christ.
I read that today. And honestly, the fact that you even just
Hopefully, did
said
I say
that,
it right?
something like that. I know exactly where you're talking because I read it today too. It
Okay.
was it was the verse of the day. And for me, that was really big just on the fact of like me trying to put out my content. Right? Me caring so much about what people have to say when I know that God is calling me to inspire people to tell their truth, to tell their stories, because
Yeah.
this life that we're walking is not easy. And every single day we're being judged, or oh, this person thinks this of me, this person. And it's like, okay, well, like I said, I'm in that season of being solid, solitude. So it's like, if I care so much about what other people have to say, I'm doing myself a disservice because God is telling me to do something. And here I am caring about what the people say when God is, my father is telling me, listen, you need to do this and that. And here we are just, well, I know you said that I need to do this, but people are, he prepared you in front of your enemies. He didn't tell, he said to eat. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, it's true, but I also feel like it comes a challenge where your season of isolation is a season for you to build that confidence. Your season of isolation is for you to sit and have those conversations. Okay, I go to God with all my emotions, and I love my pastor, Keith Battles. I go to him with all my emotions. When I'm angry, sad, mad, I go to
Yes.
God with all my emotions, because in the season of isolation and the isolation period that I've been learning a lot to gear me for what's next, the big thing. So that's why I always tell people to reflect, to journal. Even on my platform, I always say it's about to get real, because
Yes.
life always is about to get real. It's always about to get real. And it gets real once you take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And I take accountability for all my mess.
Yes, I
I
do.
probably have not been the best friend. I've been the friend I can be, but some of the times
Yeah.
I'm fighting internal battles that I've never endured before. And I'm trying to be up for you, and I'm trying to be here for me. You're over here talking about me, saying I'm not showing up for you as a friend, and I just had 3 back-to-back deaths, and I just had this go on and new things coming up, and I'm trying.
Always make it a thing to show up for my friends. So the fact that I could never get that in return, it does not feel good.
I think at the end of the day, something I'll tell you is show up for yourself.
I've been doing that a lot more now,
Pour into
for
you.
sure.
It's you versus you. If it's not me, then who?
Yeah,
Check in with yourself.
I've been checking in.
Love on yourself. Get to know God so you know God's love and what He wants for you. And when you start to really know what God wants from you, you will tolerate less of that.
Less.
I don't look for validation for nobody. I used to be the one that will call you, ask you, should I wear this? Should I wear this? Should I do this? I don't call nobody.
Oh my. Yes.
I don't do it.
Yes. The validation.
You don't need validation from them. You don't need
True.
validation. Your community is going to come. But I will say, it gets lonely. Think of all the greats. My favorite African song to Ashaka is Lonely at the Top, Lonely, Lonely. It's lonely. It is very lonely. But it's the time that you learn about yourself.
Yeah.
And these past 2 years of me being in isolation and me going through what I've been going through, I built my relationship with my mom. My mom, my cousin, you know what I mean? One of my friends from college, like one of my really like we're like this, you know what I mean? Like we talk.
Yeah.
I got a good crew of people around me that I can really just lean on, and that's
Yeah.
just been interceding on my behalf during this season. So take it. Don't be. It's like I say all the time. Loving God comes with heartbreak.
Yeah.
My cousin said that, and I've been taking that with me too. Like it's true. Loving on
Mhm.
God comes with heartbreak. It's going to come. It is, because you got to remember, like being of the world and then being of God's world, it's
Mhm.
two completely things.
Two
You're gonna
opposites.
lose friends. People are gonna call you weird. People are gonna look at you weird. People are gonna say, "What's this for?" Da, 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 but they're not gonna understand. Some people cut me off because they got their relationship with God, and if God told you to cut me off, cut me off.
I know
Be
that's right.
obedient. Listen, because when
Yeah.
I started to cut people off, people started to leave my life, things started to change, things started to shake up. You are going to be tested. It's not a test without a testimony. So
Yes.
just be
That
open,
was
be
that's
open
good.
minded to it. You know what I mean? But just stay grounded, because it's not easy and it don't look easy. And I'm still learning God now. I don't know. I know as much as I can know. I can only speak on what's been going on in my life and what I've seen with my own eyes. But I will say it's a journey every day. I'm still going through it. I'm still hoping and praying every day. Um, what I do know is God has made me confident. Like I just finished my 31 days of content. And just being able to be consistent and just be out there and just people reaching out, like, you've been so consistent and been loving your content, like to just know that it's getting what it needs to be seen. So I pray over it. I pray over me, and I just keep asking God to just show me the way, continue to just show me what is for me, and continue to bring people in my life that makes sense. Like one of my goals this year is to cultivate more sisterhoods, cultivate more friendships, but also no means no. One thing I
Yeah.
lacked, as I feel like as a
Yes.
people pleaser, or like as the strong friend, is I
Right.
never used to really speak up and say like, this is hurting me, or this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And I also
Yeah.
want me out of other people. And I realized, no, people are not gonna let you in their homes, or some people are not going to feel the need to stand up for themselves. Some people keep their business really to themselves. Like, you're over
Yeah.
here pouring out everything to them and they're not pouring nothing to you. Like, pay attention to those conversations. Why every time y'all get on the phone it's always you talking about every single thing you do? What do you know about that person? I'm not saying that's bad, but I think that's like, pay attention to those. Like, you don't need to tell everybody your business. Some things need to be sacred to you. You know what I mean? Like, pick and choose when you pick up that phone. Not everybody
Yeah.
need to be have access to you. Like, you have to pick you. Like, if you don't pick up for yourself, you're not gonna be able to get what you want. Because think
Yeah.
about it. I think about all the things I've done. Like, I think about it and I'm like, if God can bless me with that, he can bless me with greater. Like, I built Braids by Yama from ground up, booked and busy for years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Built the platform for myself from ground up with just trusting and believing that I can do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
went to college,
Mhm.
undergrad, started a whole organization. I'm able to sit here and tell you, like, I met Dr. Cornel West, Ilyasha Shabazz. Like, God
Yes. Yeah.
put me in a predicament to start something from zero to something, and that organization's
Yes.
still going. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
applied to grad school, Georgetown, with a 2.976, and I got into Georgetown with a 2.976 and graduated with a 3.5, 3.6. You know what
That's
I mean?
up.
So
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, like, as long as you apply yourself, like, those are the little bits of miracles that God has shown me. As long as I trust him and I go like this through the blind, walking like this, like, I trust you, Lord, because that's how you're doing it. You're telling God, I can't see what's going on. I'm blind. I can't see. All you see is a glow in that dark, a glow right there. As long as you sit down and tell God every day, I trust you. I trust you. I'm going to listen to you. I kid you not. You will see what is for
Answer.
you. You
Yes.
will. You will. It may not look the way you may not look the way you want it to look, but it's
I
gonna.
thought it would.
You know what I
It
mean?
will.
And I
Yeah.
have to sit down and realize, like, I'm living in answered praise. I prayed and cried for times like this. I
Yes.
understand Meek Mill. I really do. I used to pray for times like this to ride like this
Sounds
to
like
have
this.
God
Yes.
like this to ride like no, like I truly understand. Like, when we sing it like this, but like, when you think about your life and you think about what God has got you through and what you have got through, like, no, I used to really pray for times like this. I used to pray for my own
Yeah.
closet. I used to pray for my own kitchen. I used to pray for my own car. Like, I'm living
Yes.
in answer praise. Just because it doesn't look like
Mhm.
Mariama's vision, it's looking like God's will. So when you
Yes.
surrender yourself
Mhm.
and you tell God, like, I want you, like, I
That's
want
good.
Jesus, I want him, like, I want what you want. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be rocky, but you gotta tell God I want it. And I think I'm a strong soldier for Christ. I'm still a
Yes.
strong friend, but I'm a strong friend with boundaries.
Yes. Exactly.
Mwah, I love you. Did you pray about it? Did you ask God about it? I can't help you. Go to
Okay.
God, talk to
Yes.
him, and then let's
That
talk.
because I don't got the answers. He
No.
do.
And I tell
I
everybody
don't
all the time,
I
I
got
don't
them.
interfere. I learned. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot. I learned a lot because
My two
that's,
cents mean nothing at all.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
at all.
No, it's true though, because I learned a lot, and one thing I told myself is, like, I have so much expectations for my friends. Like, I want so
Oh,
much for them, but I
the
have to
expect.
realize, like, not everybody's gonna be on the same journey and walk as I am. So I got to take people for who they are and take them while I'm ready. So I think you cause yourself more heartbreak, because when you have a standard for somebody, like right here, and your
You want?
expectations, and they don't have the same for themselves, it don't add up. You just giving
Oh,
yourself more heartbreak. You just
you
giving
know that
yourself more.
I forgot where in the Bible I was reading that, and I couldn't help but start crying in tears because there's something that like that I can't really remember the passage because girl I just been trying to get into the word right, and there was a passage I was reading one night, and it literally said exactly what you're talking about. Like when we put expectations on people, that means and they disappoint us. That means we must lessen the expectations we have for that person. Like it literally says that right in the Bible. I said, wow. Like, why isn't this taught in school? Like, they want us to care about our mental health, but we're not talking about the Bible enough. And all the answers are there.
I mean, that's
Everything.
where I tell people all the time too. Like, I think I said this to you before. Like, when we're younger, we would used to yell at our parents, like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to church.
True.
But you have to know the word for yourself. Even me, I don't know word from word for the Bible. I know certain things, I give you certain points, but you have to know
Yeah.
the word for yourself. And every life issue if you're going through, anxiety, depression, um, sex, pregnancy,
Oh my goodness.
cheating, rape, you name it, it's already been done.
Yeah.
If you don't have it in my pastor told me straight up, if it's you are a part of God's family now. So open up
Yes.
the Bible.
Yes.
Think about what you're going through.
Then
And
who can you relate to the
who
most?
can you relate to? You know what I mean?
Yes. There ain't nothing
So
like reading the Bible as
yeah,
John, as Paul, and really
yeah.
putting
Yeah,
yourself in their
think
shoes
about
while
it.
you're
You know
reading
what
it.
I mean? Like just sit and figure out and read from there. Like I took a time and I remember like I think I went up to chapter 16 with Job, but just like thinking about what Job went through, you know what I mean? Like he was still faithful. All of his friends was looking at him like, yo, like what did you do to get this? But he was so faithful. And it was all because God said, I'm gonna test him. Like that's my faithful servant. I need to test him. So at the end of the
So let's
day,
talk about Noah building the ark. Ain't nobody they was looking at him like he was crazy building that ark. They
yeah,
said, like, what are you doing with rain? What is that? What are you talking about? But he trusted God's vision. And guess what? Best believe 40 days and 40 nights that rain was
yeah.
listen. He
Yeah,
trusted the
and
process.
also too, you got to think about it. God uses anybody. Like I love Moses, the story of Moses. You know what I mean? A lot of us can relate with anger,
Yes.
being
Temper.
disobedient, temper.
Yes.
So like it's like you have to trust Him, and trust is the biggest thing. You got to trust blindly. Like I like when my pastor says, if you can trust the doctor that puts you under anesthesia to go do a surgery, if we could trust all these things,
Mm-hmm.
you should be able
I
to
hear
trust
what you're
God.
saying.
Yeah, you gotta be
Amen.
able to trust them, and it helps. It's hard though. It's easier said than done. So it's yeah.
Do you think that obviously being the strong friend, like, do you feel like people assume that you don't need help, like yourself?
No, I wouldn't say people assume it. People,
Assume that you got your shit together?
I think it's the resilience. Like
Mm,
they're like you've been through something worse, you're gonna get back up. Or
mm-hmm.
they'd be like, oh, you got it, and like I'm not sitting here looking for you got it, or I'm looking for like this is my emotions, this is how I feel.
Right, here, do you hear me?
Do you hear me? And I think what's been helping me a lot is therapy. And I limit the people I tell my emotions to now.
Yes, me too, 100%.
I journal, I
Oh,
pray.
I take it up with the Lord because what you can't do nothing for me. I had my friend tell me the other day, Denise, dang, you was going through all of that. Why don't you call me? Why don't you tell me? Because if I did call you and tell you my business and let you know, there's nothing wrong with me venting and letting my homegirl know. However, if I had went to you, what would you have done for me to be okay? What could you have done for me that I couldn't just talk to my father and about?
I also want to challenge you and say that, we're supposed to go to people though.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
going to
agree.
bring us back to like Matthew chapter 11, verses 28. And it says, come to me, all who you are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and lean and learn from me. For I am gentle, humble in heart, and you will find rest in your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So yes, once you give your burden to God, you're supposed to like God wants you to sleep, He wants you to rest. But
Yeah,
also too, He wants you to sometimes take the burden off another friend. So I
yeah.
want to challenge you and think, is there a friend in your life that can intercede on your behalf? Is there a friend that you can call and be like, girl, can we pray? Can I talk to you about something? Because just
Yeah,
like sin, once you confess your sin to the Lord, but then you need to
okay.
confess your sin to
Yeah.
repent to God, but then repent to one of your brothers and sisters in Christ to help you,
Mm-hmm.
to guide you.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
how do you love God and you don't have community?
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that from
Jesus love his church. I know that's right.
yeah. So I do challenge you to like, and it says like again, like in Galatians, it's like carry each other's burdens in a way this will fulfill you in the Christ of full law.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like think about it. Like you need to be encouraged. You need people to lean on. You do. You really do. So I think
Yeah.
that's what helped me. And like that's what really just kind of made me go like, no, like I am going through these things, but I need more people to intercede on my behalf. So I started to switch up my people around me. I join my small group. You know what I mean? I find people that I can lean on, I can talk to. So yeah.
I think I think it's important. I think I'm still trying to figure out my people.
Gonna take time, it's
Because
not gonna be easy. Slow and
I think
steady.
that's what it is. A lot of the people that I do, or I would say, they're not really, I wouldn't say open minded, or their relationship with Christ isn't my relationship with Christ. Not that it needs to be, but I feel like they're too worldly to help me maneuver in the direction that I know God's trying to take me in, if that makes sense.
So you gotta listen to that bubbly feeling.
Yeah.
You gotta
So
listen to that bubbly feeling. And little by little, they're gonna be cut off. It hurts, you know?
it don't feel good for sure.
No, but it'll get better. Your people will come. It takes time. Feel all your emotion. To those who are listening, feel it. It takes time. It is what it is. It's
Yeah.
gonna take time. But I feel like you need to identify who you are. Once
Yeah.
you and God talk more and he identifies what's your calling, what's your purpose, what do you stand ground for, what are you supposed to do?
Uh-huh.
Everything's gonna fall in line.
Everything. Yeah.
I'll be lying to you if I tell you it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
I didn't have this is the most community I had in the past. Maybe I've been living in the 3 years of DDV. This is the most community I had in the past 3 years.
Wow.
So it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. But you need to know yourself.
Yeah.
You need to ask God, show me who I am. Make me over again. Make me over again. Show me. Make me brand new. Show me who I am under you. You know what I mean? How did
Yeah.
Saul go into Paul? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like different people, you know what I mean? Like names changes, like think about that. So like just it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. It's not easy, it's not a walk in the park. Patience it's not your timing, it's God's timing. But that's why I
Exactly.
always tell people accountability and lessons. What happened? Assess the situation. What did you learn? How can we get better? That's how.
What advice? I was just gonna say, like, what advice would you give, like, the people about being the strong friend? Like, what kind of advice would you give them?
Create boundaries. And
Yeah.
when you start saying no, you're gonna start seeing who's for you.
Okay.
First step, what are your boundaries? What are your non-negotiables? What are your
Mm-hmm.
hard no? What are you not doing anymore? See me? I'm not going broke for nobody. I give you some. I help you out with the boundaries. Those are mine
Okay.
too.
Okay.
I'm not going broke for anyone. With that
I have
being
a question.
said, I'm not going out of the way.
All right, I got a question just because you said that, right? So I feel, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna help a friend in need, right? Right? We got, right? Okay. However, I feel like, okay, tell me if you think I'm wrong for this. Like, really give me I really want, like, genuinely. I feel like if you have a man and you're in a relationship, not that I'm not your sister, I really,
No, because girl, go ahead, talk.
but for me, I just really like, if you're laying down with this man every day, right? Why are you going outside of your provider to hit up your homegirl who's, you know what I mean, for some pocket change? Yeah, I just,
You
I
just
just don't.
started something that okay. Are you ready?
Uh, okay, am I crazy?
Y'all been listening. We are what, like a good 30 minutes in. If you haven't realized, I'm a little cutthroat, I'm a little blunt, I'm a little raw. And I say this in the most nicest way ever. If you have a man and he is not
Let them know.
providing for you money, he's not doing it for you, that is your playmate. I tell all of my friends, if I have to go above and beyond, and if I treat my friend and I have the standard, right,
With my friends.
with my friends, so your birthday, I treat you up, and you have a man,
Hello.
and I have to go above and beyond for you, you have a playmate. That is not a man. That is a playmate.
I thought I was crazy.
No, you're
Okay.
not. You are
I
not.
thought, I was
You
crazy
are not.
because that was,
Because for me, and let's argue. I would love to hear. I would love to hear thoughts. For me personally, my man don't feel comfortable. My man steps up and he do what he got to do.
hello.
I mean, and I feel like if you have a man, I mean, like, who knows, right? And I don't know what certain relationships sit on, but I just believe that I have a standard for my friend and how we celebrate birthdays, and that's how it should be done. My friend recently just had a birthday. Her man reached out to me to help, do a little things. He
Okay.
covered the whole dinner, unlimited
Wow.
drinks and food.
Okay.
We just showed up for the dinner and wished my girl a happy birthday.
That's real.
And got her gifts to the whole 9 yards. If he wanted to, he would. My thing about it is, and to also just say
Wait,
this
never
though,
mind.
not even that, but I'm also gonna sit here and say out loud, what we want in relations for other people is very different from what I want. See how
Oh,
I
what
want
they
my
want? Yeah.
relationship is very different
Mm-hmm.
from how my friend may want it. If she wants a playmate and I want a provider, by all means necessary, I can't judge her. That's not my mouth. That's not my relationship. I don't live in that house. So that's not my rules. But in Mariama's house and Mariama's rules, I don't
Yeah.
want a playmate.
I don't.
I'll speak right now for my birthday. I can't make this up. My birthday's covered. My birthday's planned.
Okay. I know that's right.
And even though, like, I would say this is like the first year of being in a relationship and, like, I'm celebrating my birthday with my boyfriend, even my past birthdays or the dudes that I've ever dealt with always made sure my birthday was covered in
You know
some
what I'm
type of
saying?
way. You know what I mean? Or something was covered in some type of way or showed up for me
Yeah.
on my
Shut up.
birthday. So
Yeah.
I just believe for me, and I told my friend straight up, if you got a man and he not doing nothing for you, he not calling me for help for your birthday, and I'm sitting here spending all this money, and you got a man, because I'm not enjoying you every night, like, God forbid, but, like,
You feel what I'm
I'm
saying?
not the one sitting with you doing all this on the third. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart, but I'm gonna continue to love on my friend. But I do believe if you do have a good man and this is what you call yourself a man, like, truly that is a playmate. Like, I don't like that for you. But you gotta
That's a
also
whole other
remember.
conversation.
No, it is, but also you gotta remember, and I'm gonna say this gently. What people like in their house, what their red flag and green flags is completely different from what's my red flag and green flags. So
Right.
we listen,
Right.
we don't judge. We just gotta help our friend in need, and I pray that she's able to understand that maybe that's not, but maybe that's what she wants though. You know what I
Your
mean? Because
person.
some
No.
people,
No. There's no way you could want that. There's no way
no,
you would.
but
There's
like I'm
no.
gonna be very honest
There's
with
no way
you.
you would want to
No,
ask
but
your
you gotta.
friend.
But let's be for real. Some people have never experienced. Some people just want to know they're chosen. They don't want
Okay.
to be taken care of, or they just want to know somebody finally picked me. There's
Mm,
people out here who just want to be picked. You know what I mean?
mm,
There's some people
mm,
who have serious issues of themselves and they find the
yeah.
confidence with a man just because they have a man. Some people just want to say, I have
Mm.
a man.
Dang,
You know
girl.
what I
This
mean?
is
So I'm gonna be
this.
very honest with you. Like, you can't get mad at certain people in certain levels. Like I said earlier, I have certain expectations for certain people in my life. I treat people
Yes.
how I feel like you should be treated, and sometimes
Yeah.
I wish that they could. But not a lot of people have those standards. So
They
you are
don't.
breaking your own heart by sitting here and going, "Oh my
Yes.
God, why is she
Mm,
allowing this?" Because she wants that. You can't get mad
mm.
because she wants Chick-fil-A. No, Chick-fil-A is actually the better fast food. You can't get mad that she wants Wendy's.
Make,
You can't get mad
McDonald's.
that she wants Burger King when you want Chick-fil-A. You can't get mad if she wants let me think about it. Steak instead of chicken. You know what I mean? I want
Yeah.
steak, you want chicken. You know what I mean? Like, you can't
Mm,
figure out people's value and what they appreciate and what they want. Some people
mm.
just want certain things because that's all they know and that's all they're ever gonna get. For me,
Yeah.
coming from first gen, being an African home, being a go-getter, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Tired.
I'm tired. You know what they say, he who finds a wife finds a good thing? Read the whole passage. Let's not talk about,
Please.
he's a good man to everyone. He is a provider. But you also got to realize you got to know God's love. You got to understand your worthy and your respect and your self-worth between God.
Yes.
When you
Yes.
figure out who you are in that isolation season of how much God loves you, he cares for you, literally sent his son Jesus Christ to die on the cross
Who
for your
died for me?
sins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He loves you so much. Once you understand that love that God, Jesus, they have for us. Holy Spirit is here to protect you. When you feel that thing in your belly, it's here for. Once you know all of those qualities, you will then stop allowing any and anybody to treat you any kind of way.
No,
So, with that being
seriously.
said, I hear it, but that's your playmate. But hey, I'm not here to judge you until your
No.
eyes are open and you're able to see it. Sure, but till then, if you love it, I like it. That's your relationship. That's not mine, and I'm not interceding on no one's behalf because I learned what people like in their homes is not for me. But I'm not here to sit here and judge. So yes, that's her playmate, but no, that's not your place to sit down and tell her what she deserves and what she wants. If she don't want it for herself and that's what she like, by all
Oh
means,
my goodness.
cut her off. That is
I'm
not the
so,
one
I'm
that you
so,
with.
that's, yes, no, literally. I'm so at that point in my life too where like, I be wanting, like, I want everyone that I consider my friend, anyone that I love, I want them to win, right? But, you know, oh my goodness, I know you probably seen that post. It was like, what you're not changing, you're choosing, right? You saw that?
No, I didn't
And
see that one.
you didn't see it? Oh
No.
my goodness. She was asked, some girl was asked in an interview. I'm sorry, I don't know who the girl is, but she was asked in an interview, what's your favorite quote? She said, what you're not changing, you're choosing. And I said, oh my goodness, how many people are stuck in relationships or stuck in financial, things because they're choosing to be comfortable instead of choosing to do better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're scared of the change. I don't know what's going to happen if I decided to go this way instead of going this way. Then I know I usually take this route, so I'm going to go this route versus there's this new direction. I heard it gets me there 5 minutes quicker, but because I'm so scared of change, I'm choosing to stay in the route that I already know.
Yeah,
You know what
no.
I mean?
I
So
mean,
right on
being
that, like,
uncomfortable means you're growing. If you're not
I
uncomfortable,
know.
then you're not growing.
Oh my goodness,
And when
yes,
there's conflict, you need to start. Congratulations, you have
yes,
unlocked a new level.
yes. No,
Oh yeah,
literally,
I like that.
literally.
I like it. What's this to say again?
What you're not changing, you're choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Because
you
I
don't
could
sit
want it for
down and
you.
reflect,
If you
no,
don't want it for yourself,
I can't want it for you.
I
For
can't want it
me,
harder than I finally understand it though. I
yeah,
remember in school they used to say that all the time to me. They're like, I was a little troublemaker. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, it is what it is. Here we are. I've come a long way. But I remember like being in school and they're always saying, Shanice, like, I can't want it for you. You gotta want it for yourself. And I finally, at my grown 25, understand what it means when you want something for somebody so bad, but they don't want it for themselves. I finally understand
yeah. Learn
what
that,
it means.
learned it, and now I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm out. I can't want things more than people want it for themselves. And all that energy I spent on people, birthdays, all that, I'm putting that back into me.
No, no, that's right.
But I swear, and I say it as we stand on a solid January 3rd on a Friday of 2025.
Yes.
Let's come back on December 31st of 2025. I will get everything I called for
Yes.
because
Claim it
I'm
in the name
standing
of
on me.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So if you want to think about boundaries, my advice: have some boundaries and say no. And don't
Yes.
let people. I believe everybody know what they're doing. We're at a solid age where these are no longer. We're not teenagers. These are habits. These are people. Everyone's very
Break them.
sounded.
Yes.
Pick and choose and have a discernment of what conversation needs to be had, and stop going back and forth. If you keep seeing the
Stop.
same repetitive behavior, stop going back and forth. But have boundaries
Make a
and
decision.
stay true to your boundaries. I feel like when you have your boundaries, you'll be able to understand and detect what's for you and what's not for you. That's it. That's all. That's all I have to say. I feel like have your boundaries, figure out your boundaries, what it is. For me, I'm not going broke for no friend. What do I mean by that? I'll elaborate for you. I'm not overspending. If I don't have it, I don't have it. If I'm able to bless you on my heart to give you the extra money, then sure. If I'm not, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I'm not going above and beyond for things that doesn't. If my needs are not fulfilled, I cannot help you
I
that
can't.
way. I think about my trade. What am I good at? I can cook. I can do hair. You know what I mean? But even that, like, that's expensive. We're in an economy right now where everything's expensive. You know what I
Everything.
mean? So really, like, I'm not going broke for nothing. I'm not putting myself in debt for trips. I'm not overdoing it for it. I can't afford to go to the birthday dinner. I'm so sorry. Here's a gift. I have to
Here's
pick
yeah.
me right now. And it sounds bad, but those who understand will understand, because there's going to be a season where I'm able to give with a caregiving heart, giving with a happy heart. So thank you. And I think my next thing is just learning myself more and trusting the Lord. And honestly speaking, just trusting God. You know what I mean? That comes first, though. Trusting God. Then,
Yes, number
second,
one.
I'm not going broke with nobody. And third, shut up. That's
Shut up.
self-explanatory. Just shut up.
Stop talking.
I mean, stop talking about what's going on. Stop talking about it. But I also feel like speak up too. That's the last one. Nobody's gonna know that you're going through something if you don't speak up. So have discernment to know who to talk to about it. Yes, I said shut up, but then I said speak up. So I'm gonna say first speak up, then shut up. You know what I mean? Because if people don't know, people are not mind readers. Sometimes people don't know, but have discernment to know who can I go to, who can I run to, who can intercede on my behalf, who can help me through this rough times, and hopefully you're able to make it through. It's not easy. It takes time, but those are my rules and what I live by. Silence is my weapon. I peep, I see, I go.
I move accordingly.
Yeah, I move accordingly. We move. At the end of the day, we move. Yep. And if I'm weird, so be it.
My God, don't think I'm weird.
No. If I'm weird, so be it. And I'm sorry. I know I'm still being worked on, but if you're not gonna fight about it, I don't want to hear about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
seriously. And what I mean by fight about it, meaning like, I don't mean literally, but it like literally. About it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not gonna about it, then it is what it is. But I also feel like, you know, if you really do love the friendship and you really want the friendship, speak up on how you feel.
But what if you speak up and like things aren't being changed? Like, it's like, okay, yeah, I hear what you,
So
or
then
like
shut up and go.
Patterns, same patterns.
Thing about it, it has to go both ways. It's like a relationship. You know what I mean? And my cousin said this, that she was like, we give men how many chances? So give your friend a chance. Give your friend grace to change. Yeah. But if you continue to see that it's the same thing over and over and over and over again,
how much?
Bow out.
But see, and that's like I'm really like tricky on that, right? Because as much as I like, right, our God is a forgiving God, right? God forgives us. He loves us unconditionally.
Yes,
right. So I feel like I'm in like this, I don't know, like a battle with myself where it's like, okay, I'm trying to give my friend grace and I'm trying to love her unconditionally, which I do for sure. But it's like, okay, I'm also at a point where it's like, okay, I forgive you. But then it's like, okay, all right, God forgave me all these times. I guess I could give her one more chance. But then it's like, am I playing stupid? Am I being gullible? Like,
I feel like forgiveness looks different. Like, forgiving someone and speaking about their peace, yes. That doesn't mean the relationship's going to go back to the same. You can forgive someone, but the relationship might change. It's going to take both parties to want something to get back. Just know it will never be what it used to be. You gotta be honest. A lot of my friendship breakups happened because we tried, and some of us weren't honest. Some of us weren't being truthful. And
transparency.
There's some friendships that just got demoted in a sense. Some people don't believe in demotion, but I feel like we spoke about the issue. But there's just certain things I'm just never gonna share to you. There's certain things that I'm never gonna come to you about. You know what I mean? Unless we put the work in to get there. So
to get there,
yeah, it's never gonna be the same. Yes, forgive, but you're human. Yeah. You got feelings. You know, forgive. Forgive. But you're gonna have to be transparent about what do you need for this relationship to get better. What are your needs for the friendship to get better? Do you even want the friendship to get better? Sometimes it can just be a happy birthday, happy new year, Merry Christmas.
That's holidays.
Yeah. Or some of y'all don't gotta speak at all. There's some people that we start speaking, and I swear to God, we will never speak again. I got no bad blood. I can say what up. What up?
Hey, what's up? Hope you doing well.
Yeah. But I'm in no breath of take to be like, oh, like I'm upset, whatever. So it just takes time. I feel like you have to sit with yourself and figure out your needs, your wants, your concerns. If you don't know what you need and what you want, what are you gonna do? So yeah, hopefully that helps. But sitting with yourself is gonna take time for you to really like get to what you want. So yeah.
You have anything else to tell the people? We talked about being the strong friend and setting boundaries. So anything else
I
you
would
want
say
to?
just take care of yourself, love on yourself, be kind to yourself.
What do you? Okay, so I know you said you do therapy. What other self practices do you give to manage the pressure of being the strong friend?
Working out,
Okay. Yeah, I find peace in that too.
yeah. It's been a lot going on, but like when I can work out, eating healthy, I love going to the farmers market. I love juicing. I love learning about different herbs, just learning about my body, just learning about
Mhm.
me being better. Um, yeah, self care meaning with food, drinks, um, and just sitting in my solitude, just sitting with Mariama.
Yeah, being okay with being alone.
Yeah,
Seriously, just
and
taking it
also
in for what it is.
being with care of knowing that you don't gotta finish the story for everybody. Be okay with who you are and who God called you to be. And as
I feel
that,
like the chosen one. I feel like as the chosen ones, I feel like we get the most heartache though. Being children of God, I feel that way.
of course,
I really feel that.
In John chapter 15, he says it. He says it. Yeah, he says it. He says it all the time. To be exact, it says like it talks about you are my friend, and if you do what I command. So that's John telling and that's Jesus telling like his disciples in John 15, like where he speaks about abiding in him and loving one another in the relationship of obedience, and friendship with him. So the friendship with Jesus, you know what I mean? How do
Yeah.
you demonstrate friendship with Jesus daily? How do you find a friend in God? You know what I mean? Like, when you love the world, when you love God, choosing God and choosing, well,
The
not
world gonna
God,
look
but
at you like you're
when you're choosing
crazy.
Jesus, in a sense, when you're choosing Him on a day-to-day basis, when you are choosing Him, it's gonna come with. I already said it multiple times. It comes with heartbreak.
Yeah.
So every day you have to wake up. Like every day, God wakes you up and chooses you.
Yeah.
So
Be
every day
grateful.
you need to wake up and choose you.
Yes.
And as someone said, think about your obedience and how quick you answer the call. So if it took you 50 days to answer the call, then it takes you 50 days to answer the call. Remember, it was supposed to be 11 days, and it took 40 days because 40 years. I mean, because
Yeah.
they didn't want, you know what I mean. So think about your obedience. Your obedience is your speed to what you want and what you need. So when you make a friend into who Jesus is and who God is, there's three different entities. So I always say all three: God,
Pops.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I always be saying it, but like once you know and you sit with yourself, it takes time though. But just give yourself
Yeah.
grace. I feel like for me, and I always say this, like my walk is not easy. I speak of what I know. I interpret the Bible differently and what makes sense to me, and the Bible makes sense to different people at different seasons in their life.
Yeah.
So same scripture could be differently. I'd be able to, point it
Interpreted.
out. You know what I mean? So just take your
Yeah.
time, take it easy, self-care, love yourself, love on you. Give yourself grace. It's not a race and it's not a marathon.
Yeah.
I know people are like, oh, it's a race, but no, it's not a race and it's not a
Take your
marathon.
time.
Take your time.
It's God's time. It's never, and
Because the
I realize
marathon
that too.
ends at the end of the day.
It's never when you want it. It's always when God feels you're ready for it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Always.
I like my new saying. I be like, it's not a race and it's not a marathon. So read between the lines. It's not a race
Huh?
and it's not a marathon because both of those things end.
They do.
Both of those things end. And I just feel like when it comes to loving God and choosing God, it's an everyday thing and it never ends because a
Never
marathon
ends.
ends. That's how I see it. Even
Yeah.
if you're running
That's
a
a good that's a
marathon,
good way to look at it.
yeah,
Like
because
that.
even when you're running a
Yeah.
marathon, like the marathon's gonna end. But every
Mm-hmm.
single day, even like when I'm a mother, my relationship with God is gonna look completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm a
Seriously.
wife, that's gonna look complete. Like it's never ending. So it's not a race.
It's always evolving. It's always changing.
Yes, it's always cultivating something new. So it's not a race. It's not a marathon. So take your time, be easy, and get community. Get
We
community.
need it.
Yeah. So hopefully that is my tales. Hope y'all enjoyed. Follow.
That was good. I'm so happy that I'm so happy to have you on the show,
Of
the
course.
podcast. I'm so
We gotta get you
happy,
on room 109. You got me thinking. I'm about to use the same thing. We about to talk on the side. We gonna get you up
girl.
this other
No,
stuff.
yes,
Like for real, for real. So let's
no,
do
like
something.
please, please,
Let's do
yes.
something because I gotta do some content for this month anyway. But yeah, let's
No,
definitely do
where
something.
you say you in the DMV? Do I need to take a flight,
No, you if you want to, but we can definitely do it
girl?
virtual whenever you want to. Though, let me know if you ever like say I'm in the area. We could definitely yeah.
No, no, no. We can plan, and I will have a reason to get on a plane.
Oh, here.
Please,
As long as you want to get on a plane, I got you.
girl. What? The way I like to be. Uh, um, I'm out of the country.
Oh, I love
I'm
it.
out of the state.
I am booked and always busy in the best ways. I said, yeah, it's always good. But no, it's a pleasure to be here. You got yourself something good. I'm gonna tell you, stay focused, stay honest, stay curious. Um,
Yeah.
and just keep doing it. Just know that you are cultivating a book of content for the day it blows.
Thank
You never
you.
know the
I
day.
appreciate that so much.
Oh, you're
I actually
welcome.
seen something that was like, yeah, like my first 100 videos were like the shit to me at the time when I was doing them. But then you look back and the videos that I'm doing now, and they're like, yeah, no, they were trash. And I probably got like 2 views, but I kept doing it. You just got to keep going.
And not
So,
even saying trash, but I feel like just speak life over it to it. Like even if it's
yeah.
10 people, it's 10 people.
Mhm.
If you're in a room with 10 people, how would you do it? If it's 20
Yeah.
people. So it takes time, slow and steady. Everybody started somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody started somewhere. So just give yourself grace. You're doing your thing, girl. Yeah, we'll be singing a different song. So just tell yourself, bank on yourself. Just know discipline is a form of self love.
Yeah.
So that's another way of loving yourself and just showing yourself. It takes 30 days to make it a habit, 90 days to make it something real. It takes it a year to
Yeah.
make it yours. So go ahead, girl.
Mm. That was good. You should write a book.
Amen. We will. We will. As the girls be doing, because I be feeling old. I'm about to be 27, so I just be like,
Girl, you be putting me on. I don't even know what to say.
they be on
Now the girl,
TikTok like
they
T,
they do be doing that. They do be
like
doing that.
T, like y'all like so like I think because it's like instead of like snap, so now it's
No, but that's because I feel like most of the girlies now too, especially they got the long, the long nails, so they just click, 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 click,
they're
click,
just
click,
like,
click, 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 click.
give
They
me
don't
some
gotta clap, we're just
clackers.
clicking, clicking, clicking.
Yeah, T. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. So can't wait for
Thank you.
y'all to listen, stay inspired, stay blessed.
Yes.
Do what you want. If this resonated to you, it did. If it didn't, I don't know what to tell you. I
Let me
feel like
know
if
if you're the strong friend in the group. Let me know. Let me know in the
yeah, let
comments.
us know how you feeling, how you navigating, and what does it look like to you for real.
What are your beliefs? What are your principles? Like,
I
how
know.
do you get through it? Right.
Do you got boundaries?
Do you?
Do you?
All right. So thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, Shanice. And
I'm Mirayama. Just know you guys can follow me on Miss Yama, a double A, and Room 109 is 109.room, where everything gets real. It's about to get real. It's a personal journal where I just be talking like this. So if you like what you see, follow me. And thank you for having me on your
tuning. That's
platform.
my
Peace and
school.
blessings to you
Yes, of
all.
course.
Mwah.
Ciao.
Amen.